Okay, I made it on. Welcome. Hello, everyone. So, another day. Here we are. It's a little bit crazy out there, and there's so much that's going on, build up like me. It's just a little bit nutty. I'm just trying to find my notes, which I can't find. Where did I put them? That's fine. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this big, beautiful ball planet craziness. Hey, Kathy, you got the day off. That's awesome. Going in for a long weekend. That is great. Hope everything is really well in your neck of the woods. So, you're still going strong, obviously, and doing your thing. So, I'm just going to pull up something else and just take a look. It has been a hectic morning. It's been, I've been looking through some stuff and doing little investigation on things. And that's what I've been doing. And just, just diving deep. Good morning, Charlene, in some areas. And then Steve made dinner. Steve made breakfast. So I had to eat that before I came on. So what do we have? We have the moon is now in Gemini, and we have a lot, with the Aries energies, and whew, there's a lot going on. Anyways, let me just get in on moving May 4th. Congratulations, Kathy. It's been a while since I've chatted with you. Hey, Andrea, thank you. Welcome. So, what's going? There's yeah. Um Trying to, like, going through all everything, like I'm trying to, where I want to, because so much news is going on, and astrologically, and the alignments and how it's all moving forward. It's pretty gnarly. It's to say the least. We have, especially, and I keep on getting a lot of things about Kate. So the thing is with Kate and the alignment with what's going on at Buckingham Palace, we have the same alignment as King Henry VIII. Now, King Henry VIII married his brother's sister because his brother died, and he didn't really want to marry Catherine of Aragon. Yet, it was basically forced upon him. He asked for an annulment, and they didn't allow him an annulment. And being a very young, vigorous young man, and he was very um, active, in his younger age, and um, doing, a lot of activities. Anyways, he was, yes, Matthias, say hello. Okay. All right. Go grab the phone wherever it is. I don't know. And please walk properly so you don't walk stupidly and knock things down. There we go. Um, Here it is. We know Williams has had an affair since 2017, 2018. The affair he's been having has been with Lady Rose. And Lady Rose Hanbury, who's married to the Marquis. She comes from the sixth or the seventh Earl. So she has lineage there. So she's kind of got the in with the royal family. And then marrying a Marquis just gives you a little bit more status. She's not as pretty. She's kind of ho hum, frumpy kind of girl. She's not bad looking, but she's not a Kate. Kate's been groomed and was groomed for the longest time to be queen. Her parents were involved with it, set her up to be in the right places at the right time. very similar to what happened with Megan. Megan being put in at the right place at the right time to meet Harry, to have the right, you know, everything aligning there. Like it or not, that's the way the royal family has been worked for thousands of years. And here, William, there was a time, and I remember this, there was a time where where William and Kate separated, and where he wasn't sure about if, to get married at that time. He wasn't sure if he was going to get married to her. And then lo and behold, they did get back together, and then there was a big wedding. So we have this that's going on. Now, there's so many conspiracy theories that are out there. Um, and there's a lot of hidden factors that I can see within her chart and things that are going on. Is she being set up like Princess Di? Probably. Is she dead right now? No. But, she is a very well liked. She does have, and they definitely do not want another Princess Di thing on their hands. That's for sure. So that's the thing. You gotta look at it. It's like the royal family is there's a lot of shit stuff that we don't know about. Some stuff that does go on, we as regular people, will call ourselves, don't want to know about, or really don't want to hear about, because it's pretty gruesome and pretty gross. And some of the rituals, we'll call them, that they do to stay in power, to stay in, it's that dark web thing that a lot of people don't want to step over into that line. They don't want to step over into that place, because it doesn't it distorts their reality. And where we're heading, and with everything that is coming, unfolding, is those veils are coming down, because we have to look at them. We have to look at this darkness. We have to look at the corruption. We have to look at it all. But it's very difficult to do that. Now, going back to Kate and Henry VIII. Henry VIII, then married Anne Boleyn in defiance of the church and separating from the church. That's why you got the Protestant church, or the Church of England. And if you look at pictures of Anne Boleyn and Lady Rose, it's weird. Now, Lady Rose is a Pisces, and so for her going through all of this chaos and craziness, and today's her birthday, by the way, Lady Rose's birthday. I've been doing my homework. That's the reason I've been taking so long to get on here. Is where for her to step in, I mean, she does have lineage. She's 40 today. She can still get pregnant. Just an FYI. Doesn't mean that child is going to be in line for anything. But there was the ambulance that came at Christmas to Sandbury Cottage, and then whooshed away. Now, and that was basically the last time we saw Kate, was in around Christmas time. So that's why you got all these sleuths, these armchair sleuths, going through everything and picking things apart, which is, I get how you can get really into it, because I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy, with when you start sort of looking at things. And then if you bring in the other factors of the astrology and everything, you're just like, holy shit. I mean, she's a Capricorn, he's a Cancer. People think Cancers are passive and stuff. Cancers can be real assholes, just saying. I think, well, we all can, but they can come out and really lash in ways that, from the emotional, they can come into it with an emotional, way of doing things. So William's known to have a temper. So whatever happened there, don't know. Allegedly. What happened on Christmas, don't know. Allegedly. Ambulance came, somebody went. Then she went into the hospital, stomach, whatever going on there. Maybe, maybe not. It's hard to say. Maybe it was in stomach. Maybe it was the face. Maybe there was something there that happened or broke or whatever. We don't know. We won't know for a bit. Yet there's something there going on. And of course, the thing is that the royals are a big thing, whether you like it or not, and being out there. And people love that kind of shit because it allows them to step away from their life, and sort of have a fantasy of, oh, the royal family and all of this. Some of you do, some of you don't, but I'm just saying that's just usually the portrayal of it all. Now, are they trying to scrub everything from Kate online? Some of the stuff, I think it is. I think she really has the upper hand when it comes to a lot of things. And there's things that, even though we might not like Harry and Meghan, some things that Harry has said about his brother and the temper and everything else, could be, could not be, that his brother has quite a temper. So that has been said before. The affair we know has been going on. It has not gone away. It's not so much put out there in the limelight as much as it was before, but it's still there. Now, yes, she is married and has been married to the Marquis, that's Lady Rose, for some time. They're not getting a divorce. The other thing, too, is that, the other part, too, is that her son was one of the, for the coronation of Charles and Camilla, Lady Rose's son was one of the pages. So he got sort of a look at this. I got in somehow. So that's very interesting as well. So the thing is, in royal society, if the king or the Prince of Wales likes your wife, he gets your wife. That's the way it works, and that's the way it's always worked. The king of the court, if he comes in and he likes his son's wife, he gets his son's wife. That's part of royal life. That's part of a society that has been going on for a very long time. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people don't like to look at it or discuss it, and they think that's for somehow, some way, their ways of life, their morality, because of the show The Queen and what have you, have changed, and I wasn't going to say no, just even with some of the, as I was talking about some of the rituals and the things that they do. And going into the other parts, the other things that are going on too in the world. And I don't know if anybody's been looking at Haiti. I've been watching things unraveling in Haiti for some time, right off to when the prime minister was killed during the pandemic. And the new one came in, and then he, has stepped down. So for the longest time, they didn't have a leader in the country. And then there's a lot of gangs. Now, some of these gangs, you got to remember what goes on in Haiti and the things that happen in Haiti. It's ruled by voodoo and some of the darker sides of what voodoo is about, and the sacrifices that and the rituals that are done with that. And now the person who has taken over Haiti, his nickname is Barbecue. And the things that he does with human remains. We'll just leave it at that. You guys use your imagination on that, and what you'll probably be doing is like, what? But I talked about this before. I talked about things about rituals and the things that we do, and we don't even think about it. It's just like, okay, you go to mass. If anybody here is Catholic, and you go to mass, and when you go to mass, there is the blood and bread of Christ. And as Catholics, they believe, their faith is that that is the blood and bread in Christ. So what are you eating? I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. What things are going on right now that they're trying to hide within the royal family? And there's just so many different things that when it comes down to the world that we live in are coming into exposure. And even where the hidden truths, with the frequencies changing, and the hidden truths, especially with Pisces. Pisces is the end, right? It's the 12th sign. Everything ends in Pisces. Now, when you have a lot of planets and you got a lot of energy in Pisces, there is a lot of hidden secrets that a person holds or that they know or that they don't talk about because it's a 12th house. It's the 12th house holds a lot of karma and what that karma is within someone's life and what they have to work with, the shadow side, bring out, deal with. And right now we have a lot of hidden truths that with this frequency changing, we also have the changing of the magnetic poles and the poles changing. Things are shifting, things are changing. And we, in the news and everything was just stated that how many places in throughout Europe, parts of Africa, no Wi-Fi, no internet. And we are also in what we're coming up to, especially with Neptune is coming, where Neptune is coming to the degree he's coming to with the eclipses is the alignment of 1859 flash, where it took out all the telegraphs and things. So we're coming to a time of change and craziness coming up and being revealed, right down to things about cannibalism and what that is, and being, how many people in the United States, or how many people are they going to be bringing in from Haiti? How many people are going to be part of that gang that has taken over Haiti? You know, you got a lot of fat Americans looking kind of juicy. I know that's morbid, but that's Kathy's like, why didn't I go to school? Why am I not working today? Because now I got to listen to Mary and her morbid shit. Um, but with a lot of this, alignments that are coming in, we are going to see a lot of the disruptions. I mean, right now we got things that are going on with Boeing, and I mentioned that way back with Sagittarius, and with Saturn being in Sagittarius. Now that's quite a few years ago. We're going before 2017, and and how that's going to change the way we travel. Sagittarius rules travel. We had when Pluto went into Leo, right? And or when Jupiter and Pluto were in Leo, that was the start of air travel. There was air travel. People were out, they were dressed. That was the end of World War II. You had Pan Am, everything was going. And now we're coming to the end of air travel. We're coming into the time where she's used to it. You're in Aries, you're fine. We're coming to the end of air travel within the next 4 to 5. I'm going to say 4 to 5 years. I'm going to say 4 years that air travel is not going to be anymore. And we're going to be witnessing that. And that all goes back to the frequency changes, the magnetic poles changing, and the shifting changes. Same with the royal family. Is this the end of the royal family? I don't think so. They've been around for quite some time, and they got a lot of deals that they've made. So, and they do their due diligence with what they need to do with their due diligence and their connections, per se, let's say. you know so this is where we're going to with Jupiter, and we also have that crazy Jupiter Uranus that's coming in, which will be happening. Jupiter, yeah, that's going to be happening quite soon. March, April, May it leaves. Yeah, so we have the Jupiter Uranus conjunction that's coming in, and that's just going to cause a lot more craziness. I mean, if you go back to the last time you had a Jupiter Uranus conjunction, that was in 2011, and I was just showing on a on anyways, I was showing on a show that this Jupiter Uranus connection and Charlie Sheen, and that's when he had his huge breakdown. And he was the highest paid TV actor ever, right? And then he just went crazy and stuff, and then just came out, and a lot of things happened there, and the whole thing that got played out in the interviews that he had and things like that. And a lot of that was, with that Jupiter Uranus. So it's going to be seen that people who you think are perfectly normal, okay, they look like regular Joes, just go through some crazy psychotic nuttiness. That could be maybe with the royal family. Then you're going to see some kind of psychotic craziness that's going to come out of this, and a huge exposure that's going to come out with all of this. Could be, it's Uranus. We don't know. It's the unknown variable. So there is these disruptions and vibrations and frequencies that are coming through and creating these changes within the world around us, changes in the ideas. And that whole thing with the big C, that's what I'm going to call it, trying to sell people that. Now, there is a state, I don't know which one it is, who had to pass a law. And just to think that they had to pass a law that no human remains can be in any human consumption of food, from vegetables on up. Why would you have to pass a law? Right? The other reason why they're not telling you everything that's in the elixir, and that was put in the elixir. So these are the crazy frequencies that are coming up, and the changes in vibration. This is why it's so important for each and every one of us to have a spiritual practice, to have our connection, to have our disciplines, because that's, I'm going to call it our protection. That's where, when you are coming into your frequencies, your vibrations, then you are aware of the crazy, you're aware of what's going on, but it's almost where it's like, no, I'm stepping away, I'm having my own thing going on. The other part too, and I'm going to say, if you don't have the thyroid medication, for I can't even, I don't even know where mine is now, but no, I think I'm not going to say, but anyways, I got mine from the Canadian Prepper. So if you don't have your thyroid for any nuclear things that happen, because I'm just going to say, over the next year or so, I think that's going to be something people are going to be needing, and I'm throwing that out there. And to make sure that you do have the thyroid medication, in case of that. There's a lot of things that you can start looking into and prepping. So here I go from this one. Now I'm going over here. And that's just looking at a lot of what's going on. We also, with these eclipses, and there's so much coming in with the eclipses, that is going to be unveiled, including, I mean, now it's on astronomy.com. They were showing the comet coming in and saying that, yeah, that you'll be able to see the comet very clearly coming in, and the comet's going to be passing um, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, and Mars. Like it's just like a direct line that it's coming right through. So we have the that's coming in. Let me know what you got for the thyroid. It's called thyroid. Um, Let me Google thyroid, thyroid, thyroid safe. It's a potassium iodine tablet. Um, it's called thyroid, THYRO safe. Um, that's the one to get. That is the one that we sold when um the earthquake happened in Japan. And when I was working at Community Natural Foods, we stocked up on this. Now the thyroid, uh, from it's kind of hard. It is it is a hard one to get, and I did mention this before to people um about getting it. Now, our government has been stocking up on it for the longest time. So as many other government, like all the governments around the world. ThyroSafe potassium tablets, you can get it at Canadian Prepper. They're $55. There's he does still have them in stock. They have a shelf life of 7 to 10 years. So, and it's because there's, you know, craziness that's coming in. I know I kind of hesitate when I say certain things because I am live, I'm online. It's not a private group that I'm speaking to. So you sort of kind of tiptoe around everything. With that, the other part too is like, when I talking about the planes, if you notice that they're not putting a lot of planes up when it comes to the war. So they're not using as many planes. And Britain just came out with a laser that they could just shoot anything out of the sky. So, so that is showing people things as well. Plus with Chiron, and a lot of the energy is coming in and around Chiron, and Chiron in Aries, which is he's a warrior. He wants to go out, but he doesn't like to he doesn't deal well with travel. So long places of travel. So and Chiron is also where it's, I think, in the American chart too. So you're going to start seeing a lot of um, more disruptions in the United States, and the conflicts are going to start to um, get worse. You're going to start seeing more of the divisions happening, and especially as we are, after, as we're coming up to this eclipse, and as we are going into the spring and summer. Spring and summer is not going to be the spring and summers that we are used to or that we've seen. We know that, we've had a lot of changes, but this is where we're really going to start feeling that heaviness of everything, that, especially with the drought that's happening, and a lot of the farmers that are going to be going through um a lot of problems, a lot of problems. I know there's a lot of people who, I know a woman who works at the auction, and working in the auction and stuff. And she says, there's a lot of animals coming in, but not a lot are being sold unless you have the connection. So if you have a connection with the person that you say you got the heifer, and who you're going to sell that back to, or things like that. So if you those types of deals are the deals that are going to make. If you're just going to do an offshoot and just hope to God that I'm going to put it in the auction and hopefully I'm going to get the price I want, chances are you're not, because you're going to find that a lot of farmers aren't going to be able to afford the feed for their animals. And that's just, with the drought that's coming. This summer is going to be really bad. So when it comes to anything that you're growing, water restrictions are going to be quite harsh And Steve and I, when we went out to Elbow River, I think last year, and I mean, it was just it was nothing. It was just a trickle. And we used to picnic out there, and it was like a real roaring river. You go to the Elbow Falls don't even, they're not as they're not as fast as what they used to be, and that was last year. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like this year, right? This is why I said you need to do a happy hour. Yeah, well, I work tonight, so maybe we'll see. We'll see. But this is the, a lot that is coming forth for us, um and the stability. So it's the connection that we need to have, the connections with prayer, the connections, and creating that connection with prayer, creating what it is that we need to, on a regular basis, making that loving relationship and bringing in the stability to create the stability and increase in your life and business. We are, you know, it's the radical changes that are forthcoming, and especially over these next couple of weeks, are going, my hair, I can't keep it back. Anyways, it's just going to do what it's going to do. Just hit this side of my head. The transformations that are going to be coming forth for us all are going to be crazy and dramatic, and it's where we just have to have our faith that things, that we're going to get unscathed on the other side of it all. So there you go. That's the craziness of the world today, and the nuttiness that's unfolding through this all, and what we are going to be witnessing and hearing about more and more. That Haiti thing, I knew it was getting crazy. I was following it for a little while, and then it sort of, I didn't watch it as much anymore. But you got to look where the practice of voodoo is. And I mean, I've practiced voodoo. I know what voodoo is about, but I didn't go into the crazy side of it, where you can get into the real crazy side, and bringing in all of the different sacrifices and stuff like that. That's just not my thing. Um, I love the goddesses, and the blessing of the goddesses, and the blessing of the energies, and working with that I find very beautiful. Understanding why it can be so violent, definitely, because I, where it comes from, and how people can fall into the craziness of the belief system of it. So, and the power of it. But I yeah, it's pretty gruesome. It's pretty gruesome. Oh, I won't even talk about that. Another one. No, I'm not even going to bring that up. I think that's a lot that I just, starting off with Kate, and the craziness that's unveiling with her. So that's going to be an interesting one. Um, I think she's holds a lot of cards. She holds a lot of, because she is so liked, and they do not want another kerfuffle like they had with Diane, and a renegade or something going crazy, that they had before. They do want to keep this under wraps and keep some kind of control, although that photo that they did was just, their PR people are really sucky right now on everything. But I mean, look at what Charles did to Diane, right? But this, Charles did give Kate a special gift too before Christmas as well. So he gave her a gift about the children or something. He gave her quite a beautiful gift, and so she got something for being a good girl and getting pregnant and having children, basically. So he gave her a gift. But Camilla is, she was a side piece for Charles for how many years, and now in the good graces of the queen before she died, you know, allowed for her to be queen consort, right? So she even wrote about it to Lady Di. She even wrote, who wrote what? Catherine? Catherine would have been a child when Lady Di died, like, because she's the same age as William. She wrote about it. No, Lady Di. Oh, Lady Di knew she was in dire straits. Like she you can't, when you're dealing with the royal family. Of course he was, because I mean, Lady Di did not want to play the game, right? She did at the beginning. She did. She loved the idea of becoming queen. She loved the idea of it all, and then didn't want to play the game. Um, she also suffered, all of them are born under eclipses. So she suffered from depression. She suffered from all of that. So she just didn't want to play the game. But she made the mistake. The biggest mistake she did was going out with a Muslim. That's just okay. That's too far. You're stepping out too far, and you're stepping out with a man whose dad really tried to get in with the queen. Like, he wanted to nuzzle up, and she was having nothing to do with it. Yeah, the queen will meet with heads of state, but she's not going to be seen nuzzling up to a Muslim, because this is the Church of England. And that's the other part that I said with this war coming up. You haven't seen the Christians come in on it yet, right? But would she have still been alive if she followed suit? She probably could have been, if she bowed out nicely. But she had it in for them, and they weren't going to take it. Now Kate's different. Kate knows this history. She knew what she was getting into as well. She was groomed for this. I don't think Diana was really groomed for it. She was just the right pick, right? Where Kate was more groomed for this role, per se. And now, with whatever has been unfolded over the last little while, and we, it's been said that she did not like, um because Lady Rose was a friend of hers as well. So she didn't really like Lady Rose hanging out and coming around. So she basically um told her not to be hanging out anymore and stuff like that, which, it's funny, because they all have their craziness that they do, or what they do, but I think because it might have been flaunted in her face a little bit more. um and Kate is beautiful. I mean, Kate is very beautiful, and she holds herself very well out in public. People really, I mean, she does. She has the Lady Di, Princess Diane's kind of way about her, and people really get drawn to her. So, you know, even though William was very angry with his dad, especially when Camilla started coming in, of course, that's taken the place of your mother and the whole bit. But they have, you know, over time, come to understand and appreciate, because that's just what you do. Uh, it's, where the queen really held things together with a strictness on what is done and what isn't done, and how things are presented and how things are not presented. Um, and I think Charles wants to do the same, but Charles is, Chucky Boy is a little boy, who's finally got his crown, and is trying to revel in it all, and trying to, soak up the revel of being, the king now, that it's he doesn't have the reins, he doesn't have the control that Mummy had. And Mummy was the one. Mummy held the reins. Mummy held everything together, and Chucky can't do that. And even with Camilla can't do it. Camilla doesn't really have that type of power. She's a little bit, I think she could be a little bit narcissistic and deceitful in some ways, because that's just the energy I pick up off of her. But I don't think she could rein everybody in the way that they want, and especially when you're with Kate, and Kate having the upper hand with it all. Uh, and I know people are like, oh well, this is going to be where what's his name is going to come in. Harry comes in. I mean, the only unless William advocates, which you know, I mean, Charles isn't going to go anywhere till he dies, which I say it's not going. Depending what kind of cancer, they're not letting you know. But if it's a cancer of the lymph nodes, they said it's not a prostate cancer, but it could be a cancer of the lymph nodes. If it is, he's basically done. And Camilla's sick as well, so she's going through her health issues as well. She's a heavy smoker, Camilla is, and they probably drink a hell of a lot. So the gin probably runs pretty freely in the house. So I think being a heavy smoker and stuff doesn't help for Camilla as well. So it's an interesting scenario. It's quite a good, it's a damn good TV show to watch, and do your speculations on everything, on how it's going to unfold, and then you go to different parts of the world on what's unfolding as well. You know, from Haiti, and the stuff that's coming down in Haiti and the cannibalism that's going on. People are just totally freaked out about it. And then the United States saying that they're going to be taking in Haitians right now because of what's going on. But a part of the Haitians that are coming in are part of the gang, and part of the gang practice cannibalism, right? So who knows? They might go to New Orleans and start their own little practice there. So not say, it's like people go missing in the middle of the night. And usually with certain practices like that, they like a certain age. And that's the thing. It's like they like to have a certain age. um and even from being fairly newborn to the age of 24. And after the age of 24, you're just you're just chopped liver. After the age of 24, you just chopped liver. And plus it has to be, the thing is well, the something happens when you're in the throes of say war and you die. um yeah, you're too tough. uh the blood, there's adrenaline, that adrenals that go through, and your adrenaline goes. And at the height of death, that's the prime opportunity, or the prime to eat them. So it's so that's why it's like Mr. Barbecue down in Haiti is going around, and any of the people that he gets are people that they are um, going after, right? And he's been seen barbecuing him. There was a CNN guy who went down there for an interview, and then he was like, I don't want to do this interview anymore," and and the guy was threatening to kill him and eat him. And his producer's like, well, let's continue on and see what happens. Like, fuck off. I'm not going to continue to see what happens. Let's get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah, but it's horrendous. It's horrendous, right? So of the whole thing. But with all the immigrants and coming in and everything happening, people go missing. So, yeah. Gotta love when the planets come together and start revealing crazy shit. And then you get the eclipses on top of it that are just going to unveil even more crazy shit. So, yeah. Hey, let's pull some cards. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what the cards have to say. So, oh, by the way, yeah, I was going to do readings today. Nobody bought any readings, so that's why I'm not doing them. And if you're on my regular Facebook page, I'll just double check. La 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 la. No, no one's there. No one said anything. So that's fine. No, I'll go into my regular sort of spiel and say, hey, this is what I've been researching today. So, ooh, been having a lot of jumper cards. So the Eight of Pentacles coming out. Yeah, there's a lot of blockage when it comes to skills coming to what we are wanting to build and what we are wanting to create. So the blocks are definitely there. I mean, it's like everything that's been built up or everything that's been put together is all going to be falling off. It's just not going to come together the way that we would like it all to come together. And I'm going to be going. It's okay, Andrea. Don't worry about it, because I'm after this, because I've already been on here for an hour, so don't worry. And in comes the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups comes in, and it's, yeah, Page of Cups reversed is not. Don't worry about it, Andrea. Don't worry about it. It's all good, okay? It's all good. So the Page of Cups, when it's reversed, yeah, it's for everything falling apart and everything. There's a lack of maturity when it comes to the things that we are wanting to do. The Page is young, and it's an emotional immaturity that's coming forward, right? And that's the whole thing. There's an emotional immaturity with everything that is happening in the world today. And this is where the practice comes in. This is where you have to really come into that spiritual nature, that creativity, and that maturity of it, and saying, yeah, this is what I'm doing, and this is part of the discipline. When you're not coming in with a discipline, when you're not coming in with that maturity, yeah, it gets crazy, right? And same card as yesterday, the Devil comes in. So the Devil wants to come in because he loves it when you're immature. He loves it when you're not trying to create and build a strong foundation in your life. He loves it because then I can have control. I can have control over everything that you say, do, and be. Because hey, you're thinking like, oh, well, it's nothing. Oh, what Mama's saying is a bunch of bullshit. She's crazy. And you can have that type of, je ne sais quoi, like, oh, whatever. Yeah, that's the thing. And that's when, craziness comes in. And then you're like, oh my God, where did that come in? Why is that happening? Kind of thing. Why is that happening to me? Why is all of this breaking down? I didn't know this was happening. What are you doing on the table? Get down. Get down. Take. She's sitting on the table. She's sitting on the table because the cat sits on the table, but the cat can sit on the table, but you can't sit on the table. So that's the thing. There's this immaturity of people, of not taking the responsibility of what they need to take in this world and within their lives. And when you are not taking that maturity, when you are not taking that responsibility for your own life, for your own world, and you're just being like, oh, throwing it off, whatever, this soon shall pass, nothing's going to come out of this, this is all just, whatever out there, like, it's, that's when this comes in. That's when the devil comes in. That's when the destruction comes in. That's when the evil is being played, because he knows that you're not paying attention. You're just like, oh, well, you know what? It's okay. I can go out and party and I can go out and do this and I can go out and do that. And nothing is going to come out of it. It's still a okay. I can, that's the problem. People are not putting the precautions on. They're not taking the preparations that need to be taken. And when we're not doing the precautions, doing the preparation, even though it feels like you want it to happen now, all of this is a slow burn that is coming, that is growing, that is getting out of control. And you got the you got the cannibals at the door. Because you haven't prepared, you haven't fortified, you haven't said, hey, I'm going to lose some weight so I don't look so juicy. just kidding, everyone. But yeah, so the moon, so there's a lot of hidden things, a lot of hidden stuff that is there. And it's the thing is that if you're just sort of like whatever, it's like having a full moon ceremony in the middle of a cemetery. By the way, you don't do that at all. Or go out in the middle of full moon and use dowsing rods to see if you could find any ghosts in the cemetery. No, you don't do that. You know? And that's why he comes in. And that's why there's a lot of hidden deception that's going on. A lot of hidden deception because people want to be la 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 la. That's the card. This is what I'm going to call this card. La 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 card. And you don't want to build the foundation and you don't want to do the work. You don't want to do the work. I don't want to do the foundation. I don't want to do that. It's like whatever. Well, it's time to wake the fuck up and start doing it. And if you're not going to wake the fuck up, this is where you're going to find things are, they're going to get crazier than what they are now. This is why people are building bunkers. This is why people are buying. I mean, even if you're trying to get, the thyroid medicine right now, and it's sometimes it might take you a little bit to get the thyroid medicine because it costs, because so many of the other governments are stockpiling it. Why is the government stockpiling? That's the thing. Why are they stockpiling? Because they know shit's about to hit the fan. And everybody's like, oh, it didn't happen yesterday. It didn't happen today. It's not happening tomorrow. So when's this shit? So it doesn't matter. I could still go to the grocery store. I could still buy my vegetable-based potatoes. I saw that as a meme. I could still get whatever. So everything is fine. But that's when you sort of turn your head and you just don't want to think about it anymore because it's not to do with me. Whatever happens in Haiti, whatever happens in England doesn't affect me until it's all upon your shore knocking at your door and you haven't prepared. So big warnings are coming out for getting people prepared, not scared, prepared. Being prepared is not being scared. Being prepared means I'm doing what I need to do. Right? It's like when you have a kid, a little baby, you're prepared when you're going out to the grocery store with your child, right? You have wipes, you have diapers, you have bum cream, you have a bottle, you have goodies and everything else in case something happens, right? You are prepared. Will you use it all every single time? Maybe not, right? Maybe not. But you're prepared in case that does happen. That's what it is. You're prepared. You may not use it right away, but you have it. And when you have it and it does happen, oh, look at that. I got the bottle. It's when you don't have it and the little baby has an explosion in his pants or her pants. And you're like, oh my God, I don't have the wipes. I don't have another diaper. I didn't bring a change of clothes. And you got shit everywhere. And that's the thing. Many people aren't prepared and they're going to have shit everywhere. And that's when this guy comes in and laughs. And he says, hey, you know what? Told you. And the hidden agenda is there. The hidden agenda is there. We just can't see it all. So you got to go in, that is the subconscious. So coming into the subconscious, coming into the balance of the subconscious, and coming into the prayers and the meditations. There you guys go. All righty. Well, thank you everybody who joined me. I keep on turning it because the sun is now coming through my window. Have a blessed day, and may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you, and all you say and all you be and all you do. If you are wanting a reading, definitely get a hold of me at thegurumama@gmail.com, and we'll set up an appointment. So have a blessed one, and we'll talk to you probably tomorrow. And I know a couple of you have been asking about a happy hour. So we'll see. See how things go. Right? I know it won't be tonight. I gotta go to work. So have a blessed one, everyone.